Stanislav, can you give us the all options possible for U4U and TPS for Ukrainians who want to change their status, who want to adjust the status to the immigrant visa and get the green card? So today, guys, we're going to be discussing these very important topics, and at the end of this video you'll be able to learn how to get a free evaluation for those type of visas that I think are the most beneficial to the Ukrainians at this point of time. Let's go! Hello, my dear friends. My name is Stanislav Shamayev. I'm a licensed business immigration and corporate attorney in Miami, Florida. Today we're discussing the U4U, United for Ukraine, and TPS, temporary protected status for Ukrainians who are living here in the US and wishing to get the green cards without leaving the United States of America. I'm gonna structure this video a little bit different than I usually do. I'm going to give you the examples, the situations, and explaining what to do and how to act in order to get the green card without leaving for the embassy. Guys, very important. Leaving the country has a few meanings, right? When I say without leaving the country, I mean without actually going to the US Embassy somewhere in the world, getting to the interview, getting the visa stamped in the passports, and coming back to the US. Okay, that's what I mean. So let's set the terms straight and let's go. So let's first take a step back. Just look at this situation from far away, from a perspective of a person who ran from the war here to the US. First of all, guys, I'm a big supporter of Ukraine. You know, I'm from Russia, but I'm totally against what's going on. I'm totally against the war. I've been sending a lot of humanitarian aid to the Ukrainians, especially in the beginning of this conflict. I'm completely in support of Ukraine and I'm open about my position. I love my Ukrainian clients and I love to help them because I know how important that help is for them. And of course, a lot of you came here in the US, and now I'm not talking about U4U, TP, it doesn't really matter. You guys here in the US, okay? Or you're planning to come to the US. But mostly for those who are here, you already found the jobs. You already started making good money. Your kids are going to schools. Your kids start showing the results because we know that the post-Soviet kids are putting more work into studying, into school, into sports. So they're showing the results and a bright future. And you guys feel free here in the country. You feel the support of the government. You feel the love. You feel wanted here. Regardless now, when the war is gonna end, whatever happens in the world, you guys probably wanna stay here. Just like any other person who came in the US and lived here for a little bit. So I don't blame you to have this idea to adjust your status while you're here in the US. And let me remind you, the only way for you to get the green card, and I'm not talking about marrying someone, an American, or getting the asylum or something else. I'm talking about employment-based visas. There are 5 categories: EB-1, EB-2, EB-3, EB-4, EB-5. EB-1 is for talented people, for researchers, for professors, and for international businessmen. EB-2 for professionals, EB-3 for professionals and unskilled employees, EB-4 religious visa, EB-5 large investment of $800,000 or more. The EB-5 is out of the picture. Not everybody has that many money to spend. EB-4 is religious. Not too many people are priests. EB-3 and EB-2 demand the employer and the lengthy process of labor certification, which is possible. Right now I have maybe around 10 clients who are dealing with this process. They're from Ukraine. So that thing is going a little bit, but it's going. But where we can actually have things under our control are the 2 visas, EB-1A, the talent visa, and EB-2 NIW, national interest waiver visa. I'm not going to be talking today about these 2 particular visas in details because I have lots of videos about that. I'm only will be talking about the situations and what needs to be done in order to adjust your status once you have one of those visas approved. So situation number 1. You got your U4U while you cross the border with Mexico or some other way. So without actually coming to the US with a piece of paper that says U4U with a sponsor and everything like that, you got it somewhere else, okay? Usually crossing the border, asking for a humanitarian parole. So if you are in this position, the steps you need to take. Number one, you need to switch to TPS. Number two, you need to get the advanced parole. Number three, you need to get out of the country. And number four, get back in. And you don't have to go to Europe, to Ukraine. You can go to Cancun, Mexico, have fun with your family, come back, and that's it. That's how we restart your TPS, okay? And then we can adjust. Situation number two. You entered the US with U4U, with official paper, through the airport, usually. And you are here in the US. So in this case, you need to do absolutely the same. TPS, advanced parole, leaving the country, come back in, adjusting your status. Situation number three. You came to the US on some kind of non-immigrant visa, most likely tourist visa, student visa, O1, L1, E2, J1, M1, doesn't really matter. So you were in the US with a legal status, non-immigrant. And then you switched from that status to TPS. Or even if you did U4U and then TPS, doesn't really matter, the end game is TPS. In this case, and only in this case, you do not have to get the advanced parole, leaving the country and coming back in. So only in this third example, you can adjust from your TPS. And I know, guys, hell, you just start throwing things at me like, Stanislav, I heard this attorney, I read this attorney, I read this guy, that guy. I know, guys, I read that attorney, I read that attorney, I read that guy on the forum. True. I'm talking to you right now with a position where you have zero risk. Anything else has some type of ticking bomb inside, which means that if something goes wrong and USCIS changes its position towards switching the status from TPS, whatever that is, that may play out years in advance, years in the future. Imagine, you didn't do the way I said and you filed adjustment of status from TPS without advanced parole, without leaving, coming back in, and you got approved. And this may happen. And there are cases like this, okay? There are cases that are not approved, and there are cases that are approved. And imagine, in 5 years, you already forgot about the war, about TPS, you forgot. You're living your life, you're enjoying, you're making money, you're happy. You're going to file for your American passport in 5 years. You go into the interview, and the officer at the interview says, oops, your status was granted by mistake. It may not happen, but it may happen. For us to exclude any possibility of that happening, we need to do everything the way I said. And again, if you guys want me to file your adjustment of status without all the steps that I mentioned, all you need to do is to sign a little paper that's gonna say a waiver that you relieve Stanislav and his company from any responsibility whatsoever based on those things. Only in this case, I will be filing your adjustment of status the way you want it, okay? Otherwise, that's gonna be the way I said it, and that's only for your best interest. Situation number four. Some of you cannot get TPS. Some of you cannot get advanced parole. Some of you do not want to leave and come back on advanced parole for whatever reason. There is last option, which I think is not the worst option. All you need to do is once your interview is scheduled in the US Embassy, leave the country, go to the US Embassy, go through the interview, get your visa stamped in your passport, and then coming back to the US with a green card. These are the four options you guys have. Hopefully one of them will work for you, and there's no other way. Now, let me tell you, what is the way to make your first step in order to get Understanding whether you have a potential for EB-1A and EB-2 NIW, the only two visas that do not require the employer, where everything is under your control. All you need to do is go down below this video, find two links, the talent visa and national interest waiver visa, fill those forms out, and within 2 days I'll get back to you with initial analysis, and I will tell you if you have the potential in your case. And if you do, I will invite you to the complex immigration planning, where in 2 phases I will prepare a winning written strategy for your case. Guys, smash the like button if you enjoy my content. Follow me on my YouTube. Smash the bell button not to miss my 2 videos every week. Otherwise, my name is Stanislav Shamayev. I'm a lawyer of the future. Your future begins here. Good luck.